Okay. Good evening and welcome. Actually, we're here to solve one problem, a smart city. It's a city with no issue with parking. And believe every one of you who drives a car have this pain. So that's the pain, and that's why we came with Parkit. The problem, it's time consuming. You're going to your meeting, you're going to an interview, you reach there on time, but that you keep running around just to find a parking spot, where it's really a highly dense area in the city. Parking availability. Thanks to RTA, we have a lot of parkings. It's not enough. And I will show you some numbers that are staggering, actually. Price of parkings, let's say that we'll not depend on RTA and we will deal with the third-party providers. It's a total rip-off, and the pricing is really outstanding. And finally, it's a missed opportunity. And I will explain to you to whom it will be a missed opportunity. Solution. It's a mobile app where users can provide the parking spots and host parking for parking hunters. Me, as person driving a car, I can find the parking on the spot or to the destination that I will decide. And for a person who owns a parking, let's say a person in a private building, or even in a hotel, or even in a school that's empty after the timing of the school. For a person who's hunting for the parking, he will save money because we have a specific pricing scheme, and it's very smart to generate the pricing on demand. For the person who owns the parking, whether it's a school, a hotel, or a private parking, he will make money. And for someone who's searching for parking, we are removing the total hassle of the parking experience here in Dubai. Competition, of course, we already recognize our competition in the market, and we know our strength in this. It's a bit of a complex experience. A lot of them depend on fixed pricing. And there's one thing actually I want to talk about, which is the experience about our app, how easy it is. Our competitive advantage, we have a parking on demand app, we have smart pricing, and we have an total automated experience from the booking the parking all the way to paying for the parking. 3 criteria that define the pricing for this parking spot: demand, availability, and the walking distance to the parking. Partnerships, we'll have it with community management companies, hotels, and even schools. And from this we'll expand to spread the word about the app, which is Parkit. Market size, we have 1.3 million cars in Dubai, that's 2016, and that's the highest in the region. 2020, we are expecting 2.22 million, and that's a problem if we don't have enough parking spaces for all those cars. Market size, let's talk about an affiliate, which is Concordia. They have 40,000 paid parkings, which does 40,000 users for us if we secure those users. The business model, on average, we can take 3 dirhams per 3-hour calculation. For Q1, if we get 10,000 users, we can generate 30,000 dirham. And for an expansion, Q2 will be double number of users and 60,000 dirhams. Let's have a look at this nice MVP. We managed to build it during startup weekend. This is the view of the parking owner, whether it's a hotel or a school. They want to list their parking. If they have 2 parking spots, being private, you can turn it on or off. You can put the duration when it will be available. Let's say you're leaving your house 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The parking will be available. From the view of the parking hunter, as we call him, someone who's driving his car, I am driving and I want to reach World Trade Center. From the comfort of your home, or even while you're driving, let's say, you check what are the available parking spots next to World Trade Center. You have parking that's 5-minute walking to World Trade Center. That will be 20 dirhams, depending, as we said, on those 3 criteria, the pricing will be different. And 15 minutes walking, 10 minutes walking, it will be 15 dirhams. Here's the genius part of this app. See, when you enter the parking, and we kill the security issue, I know that you'll address this. There is a QR code, and we have a QR code on our app. The scan will happen, and the gate will open. The best part of it, when you reach the parking that's designated for you, there's a QR code on the parking spot. You will scan it with your app, that's a tap in. And when you finish your parking space, you tap out with the same QR code. plus the ability to link your Node card with the app, so you can withdraw from your balance. Even if we're going with automation cars, we can embed this so the car will find parking. Even if it's driverless. Thank you. I try my best to make it during those driverless. Okay, guys, please. And this will never happen without this amazing team during those 2 days.
Great presentation, well done. I'm sorry you ran out of time. Just a quick question then. So, great concept, big market needs. Just around the hardware then. So, as you know, most existing parking has its own infrastructure, and there's a lot of spaces where they have, the gates, as you said. So I'm assuming you would need to provide that infrastructure to be able to accept the QR code or whatever else. How are you going to tackle that problem of opening up access? Because most closed parking spaces have their own existing infrastructure from what's there. That could be quite a heavy cost, and who's going to pay for that?
The tech, actually, we've done our calculation. It becomes a QR code reader that will be embedded to the existing system to pull all the data of the user. The app will generate a QR code. All the user information from the license plate to the driving license will be embedded in this. So the minute that you have this QR code scanned, all the data will go all the way to the same security system that they are using to open the gate. So the embedding the QR code with this kind of existing system that we've researched already is very easy actually to happen. So the existing system is able to add this kind of add-on as a QR code to have it, as a workflow to open the gate, and then we have this entrance happening.
So I think your main challenge will be that most of the systems, so the brand new ones that are running in Dubai Mall or that Majid Al Futtaim have, or in some of the newer centres, that will work fine, where they're digitised platforms. The vast majority of parking are closed loop operational technology with a tap-in card.
See, why we choose QR code? Because eventually we're going to NFC, but we choose the cheapest technology available actually, which is like the draw of this QR code that we can use. Eventually we're moving to NFC. So what will happen, the algorithm of NFC that will be in this system will be sent to your phone, and you can tap your phone as an NFC actually, phone enabled, and you will open the gate. Eventually we're embedding within their system, so we're not changing any reader.
Go straight to NFC.
Well, you wish if we have the enough fund to go direct to the NFC technology with an enabled phone. Now I believe that iPhone 6 and up is NFC enabled, and all the smartphones are NFC enabled. So yeah.
Think big. Go NFC.
Yeah, I think it's a great presentation, and this is the problem which I think has been definitely attempted several times to solve. And what you're presenting today, I'm sorry to say, but I'm aware of how this works, and people are already doing it. And the issue that we are talking about, what you also just now identified, that this is the last point of the access that needs to be seamless. There are several parkings available today in also in free zones and different private buildings, which essentially does not allow you to kind of it is something that it is
sublease it.
Sublease it. This is illegal, and so this is the point that needs to be solved as well.
See, that's a great question actually.
So RTA today doesn't say that okay, we have the meters and it's or some
exactly.
the card and they can resell it.
Let's use the scenario of what happened in JLT. RTA now took over Concordia and started to build people on those guest parking. Concordia is still there actually. So what we can do, our affiliation program will happen with those parking management companies. So they will list their empty spots that are available still under Concordia management. And we're not competing with RTA. If RTA parkings are done full, then they will, the user will tend to check for some alternative, which will be listed on the app.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay.